After cutting all sewing pattern pieces, be aware of the differences of the left and right front piece. Cut the gusset openings in all front parts and the back part as indicated. Pin the gusset on the opening of the back parts and sew from number 2 to number 1 and number 2 again. For the boiled merino wool, use a technique of putting right to left fabric and use a decorative stitch for sewing as those edges won't fray. First part of the gusset construction is done. Put the front and back pieces together at the sleeves. We will now finish the gusset construction. Sew the lower sleeve edge and side seams in one go over seam number 2 to 3-2. Steaming the seams with a wet cloth will make the fabric appear as one piece. Lay the upper sleeve edges on top of each other, left side to right side. On the right front piece, seam number 4 meets seam number 4 in the back piece. Sew the upper sleeve edges together. This gets a bit tricky and bulky at the end of each sleeve. On the left front piece, seam number 4 meets number 4. The overlap to seam number 6 remains open. Sew the left sleeve as well. Start at the left sleeve at seam number 6. That's the number in the middle of the narrow side of the shawl collar. You pin the edge of seam number 4 to the point where front and back piece meet on the shoulder. Shawl marking 6 goes along the before-mentioned overlap. The shawl goes around the neckline to the right shoulder seam, where seam numbers 4 meet again. We recommend not only pinning but basting the shawl before sewing it down. Fold the shawl collar inward at seam number 6. Now comes the tricky part. Pin the opposite marking number 4 of the inward folded shawl collar to the number 4 at the shoulder seam. You can see here how the shawl collar is attached right now. The idea of the construction is that you now use the other side of your shawl collar and attach this to the front edge of your right front piece. This is where two sides of your shawl collar meet. The shawl collar comes attached at this side from number 4 to number 5 at the hemline. This is the spot of seam number 4 where the two sides of the shawl collar meet, so to say. Start by sewing the long seam along the front from number 4 to number 5. Then continue with the neckline seam. Remember, that starts at marking 6 and comes to the left edge of marking 4, along the neckline, and meets the number 4 on the right side again. Remember to stop at the marking number 4 on the right side. Remove the basting threads. If you want, you can cut down the seam allowance on the inside to make it more neat. As you are not finishing any edges, you can also even out any cutting discrepancies simply like that. Drape a shawl collar and complete the look with a belt. Roll up the sleeves. You are now finished. Enjoy your garment.